All right, welcome to week 3. This week we're going to start Unit 2, and over the next 2 weeks we'll be contrasting two of the principal alternative ideologies to liberalism, conservatism this week and socialism in week 4. These two ideologies bracket and to some extent intersect liberalism on the ideological spectrum. Both have plenty to complain about liberalism's commitment to individual rights, but for very different reasons. So this week is conservatism, which has a much deeper well springs than liberalism in terms of intellectual resources. In its simplest terms, conservatism represents a rejection of the urge to perfect humanity and a commitment to cherish and preserve the histories and traditions of existing communities. Again, in simple terms, conservatism speaks with two voices. The first says, stop, you're moving too fast, change for change's sake is futile and dangerous. And the second voice cries, no, you've already gone too far, we must go back and as quickly as possible. This latter voice, the voice of reaction, generates some potentially really radical arguments for a return to an often idealized past as quickly as possible, whatever the means. The voice of conservatism as an act of preservation informs conservatives' views on a variety of issues. Take education, for example. Conservatives follow to some extent the ancient Greek notion of paideia, which is basically was confined to the aristocratic class and was designed to socialize individuals into membership of that particular class of that particular polis or city-state. In other words, paideia referred to a way of learning the way of being Athenian or Argosan or whatever member of the city-state that you belong to. Conservatives follow ancient Greeks in believing that education is primarily about learning societal values, and essential to that is the inculcation of restraint. As American conservative Robert Bork commented in the text, every new generation constitutes a wave of savages who must be civilized by their families, schools, and churches. How does that sentiment contrast with liberal approaches to education, for example? Hopefully this week we can talk about the contrast between liberal and conservative views of education. To a significant extent, conservatism stands as a kind of anti-ideology, expressing deep skepticism regarding propositions that human beings and the human condition can be perfected via some course of action. This skepticism regarding utopian planning and what provokes such trenchant opposition is what provokes such trenchant opposition to socialism, and particular to communism. When a conservative declares that a particular course of action amounts to socialism, they are making a claim that it is prima facie, on its face, illegitimate, right? And that we need not consider the actual merits of that kind of proposal. That's certainly the kind of way that for example, Republicans, when they say that liberals or Democrats are arguing for socialism, that's really what they're saying. So this week we're starting a unit, which means we have just the 3 basic assignments: the forum, the weekly quiz, and the ideological analysis exercise this week on conservatism. Let's make sure we get everything done on time, and let's have a great week.